I'm Gaurav Raj. I'm the head of partnerships and product here at Reworked AI.
My name is Fred. I'm one of the co-founders at Rework.ai.
I'm Hunter. I'm a business development manager and strategic partnerships manager at PCM Integrations.
Don't just send direct mail. Be smart about it. Use the intelligence, use the targeting to power your direct mail, to create your messaging, to understand what your customer is looking for, and be smart about it. So yeah, you can spray and pray. You can send an every door direct mailer saying I'm a roofer or whatever your trade is. Right. Everybody says, well, every door direct mailer is cheaper. It's not cheaper. It's cheaper per unit cost.
Yeah.
But it's lousy, right? So be smarter. You want to pay $7 on a pay-per-click to have your own campaign and spend $50,000 with Alphabet and Meta? Good luck, right? It's really hard to do. That's why the leads are becoming so expensive. You want to talk about getting property intelligence, homeowner intelligence, combine it with a thoughtful approach and a cost-effective approach on mailing. It's just about being smarter.
So we've talked about most roofers who are in retail, right? Now let's talk about storm chasers, because that's something that we've not talked about.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they ask is, how would both Betty as well as direct mail help in these situations where time is sensitive? What do you have to say for them?
So I feel sorry for storm chasers because it was a terrible year in 25, and I've talked to many that are converting to retail. So we'll be coming out in the next 2.5 weeks with a storm overlay, right? So we'll be comprised of two things, as in the first will be a storm alert that this area had a storm. So come in and get your opportunities. Mm-hmm. The second would be, of your opportunities that you're purchasing now, you can append, has there been storm activity associated with these addresses, which will give the size of the storm, the date of the storm. Again, that'll help you tailor your call to action. Dear Mrs. Johnson, our records indicate you might have some hail damage. You had a storm event on this date, and then that's just we're able to file your claim for you and help you and walk you through the process. We'd love to have a conversation. Okay, let's have a conversation.
And Hunter, how does direct mail impact? Because again, speed here to reach, but how do you see PCM integrations empower storm chasers?
That's really where just like you mentioned, the speed and kind of what our core is, where we really shine, because we take about 1 to 3 print days compared to a bulk print house just printing on different machines.
It can take 2 weeks.
To us taking us on the digitals where it's fast and everyone can be unique. That's where it really shines and it comes through, because now speed is like the ultimate thing. The storm comes through, you use them to get the data, then you send it with us, and it's within 3 days is out the door. Like that's key. You might have you maybe have a 4-day turnaround, maybe even 3-day turnaround between when the storm came through and when the mailers are in the post office with them going, en route to the local area. And it's important, compared to going to other places where, like you just mentioned, maybe take 5-10 business days to get it printed and out the door.
Yeah.
Right.
I've seen longer.
Because now you are behind. Right now, sorry the pun, like you're chasing, right? You're chasing everybody else and you're chasing your competition, not the storm, right?
Yeah,
So
and to your earlier point where you have this template that you've taken some time to spend some time on, and with your design team and including their feedback, have it ready.
Yeah.
And then once the storm's in, Betty will inform PCMI and boom,
it'll inform our customer that there was a storm in an area. Go get your opportunities, and then that starts the clock.
Right. All right. Okay. All right, Hunters, let's talk about numbers, because a lot of people think direct mail is dead, and it's not really out there, the true effectiveness. So why don't you run us down some numbers so that roofers truly understand how powerful direct mail can be?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it really comes down to like, what are you looking to get out of it? So when we first look at this and breaking it down, when we look at numbers, it's like, okay, what do you need to accomplish as a roofer? What do you want, right? You obviously want leads, you want revenue, you want new business, right? Okay, so then we take that and we do a full consultation with them, and we help, re-engineer that and say, all right, how many mailers do we need to get the response rate for you to be able to achieve that goal? Generally speaking, direct mail response rate to an in-house list is about 5 to 9%. And then if we're looking at a cold list, again, using something that's targeted, it's going to be about 4 to 5% response rate.
And we're seeing customers double that even because of the intelligent aspect of it. So sorry.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Like that's just like normal data. But then when you start really getting targeted like Rework does, now you can, I'm assuming you're going to see that number, be even higher than that. So you're looking about 5 to 10% response rate, right? Just on sending out direct mail. Compare that to email. Email's 1% or less response rate, right? You're getting emails all the time, but you're not seeing it. But when you send out the direct mail piece, when someone goes home and opens their mailbox, they might have 2, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 on a busy day, direct mail pieces, postcards or letters, etc., in your mailbox. Even looking at, paid's like 2%, right? So social paid ads are like 2% response rate.
Sometimes lesser.
Right. And a response for
but
us
the quality
is,
of that lead is usually trash. So
it is
2% of trash.
Completely different. And for us, a response rate is getting some type of engagement back, whether it's scanning a QR code, calling in, going online, Google searches, different things like that can all be a response rate that you're looking to see an increase in.
I see. Gotcha. And you did mention the 509, the 509%. In what context did you have that?
Yeah, so that's an average response rate for direct mail over digital.
An increase.
An increase. So when you send out direct mail compared to sending out digital, you're seeing at about a 509% on average response, increase. Gotcha. 300 on the low end, 500 on the high end, but around 509%.
Gotcha.
Oh, powerful.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It just goes to show like the difference in it. There's so much digital fatigue these days.
Right.
And that, really plays a part in it. You're kind of numb to it. And you're bombarded with it everywhere. But when you get home, after your long day of work, and you open your mailbox because it's right beside your door when you walk in, and you go sit down on the couch, and you got 3 or 4 pieces there, and one of them is someone telling you about your roof with a very targeted, message that they get because the roofer uses Reworked AI, and he's talking about, his roof, being
In trouble.
Basically, yeah.
Right.
Like that's going to speak volume.
Yeah,
compared to
It's a sense of urgency.
having
It's
nothing.
a personal connection. Like, oh my gosh, my roof.
Right. Yeah, you spoke about fatigue. I think it's just nice to have something physical and then go through it.
It is.
Makes you. It's therapeutic. I mean, at least for some people. But
Well, yeah, and it
feels
sometimes
personal.
Sometimes it gets the magnet to the refrigerator or somewhere or sitting on the desk. Like maybe you don't act on it
course.
right then.
Of course.
Right.
But it's in your mind, like, wait a minute, what's wrong with my roof? That night you wake up and you're like, what was that guy saying is my roof? Next day you're getting a ladder or whatever, you're getting your neighbors like, hey, yeah, man, it does have something up here. I had no idea.
Yeah, because how many times do you go out there and look at your roof? Nope. I don't ever.
I do now.
I'm sure. Yeah, that
I'm
makes
cursed.
sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And like you said, you save it. That email can go to spam or junk or just get deleted.
Right.
The social media post that you scrolled past maybe shows up if you're really doing a bunch of other stuff and the you're on the algorithm. But if you're not, like I barely ever get on social media, I would never see that post again, right? Or that sponsored post. But the direct mail piece, just like you said, it's there. Unless I personally throw it away, it might sit on a desk for a couple weeks or in a drawer, like you said, on a refrigerator where I'm seeing it continuously over and over and over. And it just has a different appeal.
Yeah. So I think we're at the end of our session.
I think you've asked every question under the sun.
Yeah. No. I mean.
It's been great.
Yeah. I've been asked these questions day in and day out, and I've been waiting to do this for months. I'm so glad that we've done it, and I hope I've answered my roofing friends. I mean, if I've missed out on anything, shoot me a message. You have my channel. This is 2026. This is the year that, and it's Q1. How do you see roofers strategize, and how should they strategize their Q1, Q2 pipeline to set themselves up for success?
Get going. It's just it's activity.
I agree. I'd say start now.
Yeah.
Should have started a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, right? But just start. Like, don't wait. Start doing things. Start taking steps, even if it's little steps. The more you do today, the less you have to do tomorrow. But the less you do today, the more you have to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you gotta just act, right?
Just act, guys. It's
There you
time.
go.
It's
Just
time.
do it.
All right. Any last footnotes for our viewers, for all the roofers out there who are interested to learn more, who want that awareness to come and move on? Any last footnotes?
You can book time. We're happy to get on a call and talk about what we're doing, answer any personal questions. Thank you, Hunter, for making time today. We're really encouraged about not only the type of business arrangement, but what we can do together with this. So we're really encouraged.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys. One coming, like I said earlier, to see the facility and taking time out of your day to travel to see me and having me on the podcast today. So excited to see what we can do for roofers. I know this is a powerful tool. What you have is very powerful. Coupled with what we offer, it just enhances it. Honestly, your data enhances like the direct mail feature that we offer. Same if you have questions, just reach out. Happy to chat and see what we can do. I know it's going to be a big year for a lot of people. I've just felt it, in the area where I've been, and it's going to be a year of a lot of success. I know there's a lot of things going on in the world, and who knows what's going on here and there, but what you can focus on is
you can't
yourself
control
and
any
your
of
business.
That. Yeah.
And when you put your intention on it, like, it'll be successful. So
Love it.
excited to see what roofers have in store for themselves this year.
All
Great.
right.
See you next week.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Please comment any questions you have, and we'd love to answer. See you.